What's going on, guys? Welcome to a very special holiday podcast of The Pulse. I'm Austin Brown,
I'm Elise Thumser.
I'm Mason James.
And I'm Kylie Tucker.
and we're here today to talk about holidays, holiday traditions. Holidays are coming up. I know the break's coming up. Are you guys excited for that?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
What do you guys got going on? You guys having family over or going anywhere?
I'm probably just gonna stay at home. My brother's birthday is New Year's Eve, so we'll probably have like a really big party for him. He'll be 13, so
Oh, that's cool.
Usually I go to the country with my family and we just do have a family dinner and stuff like that.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm gonna just stay here. Maybe go like ice skating. I love ice skating.
Oh, ice skating's fun. That's like a big holiday tradition for me.
Yeah, it's fun. I love ice skating.
What's your favorite holiday tradition, Elise?
I personally like watching The Nightmare Before Christmas, the night before Christmas, just because it's like kind of ironic, kind of funny, and my family loves it, except for my sister. She doesn't like it at all.
No one likes it?
No, she just walks out.
What about you, Mason?
Just the normal going to eat with family and then opening presents.
And what about you, Kylie?
Me, same thing. Opening presents, having time with my family and things like that.
Okay.
What about you, Austin?
I'd have to say hanging out with family and just having them there, That's like the biggest part of the holidays, just being around people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You talked about movies.
Yes,
Movies is
sir.
a big holiday thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. What is personally probably your favorite holiday movie of like all time?
Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2. It's so much better than the first
Why do you
one.
like it better than the first one?
It's got so much more going on,
It has Trump in it.
It does have Donald Trump, yes.
That's pretty interesting. I was like, huh,
I've never seen Home Alone. Any of them.
Really?
You've never seen any Home Alone movie?
What do you
really?
watch then?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Okay. No.
It was also his.
That's a good one too, but
We'll give you a pass. We'll give you a pass.
Wait,
That's
which
fine.
one is your favorite? Though,
Okay.
like the original animated, the
Yeah,
new
the
animated.
original animated.
The
Like-
original animated.
Like the
You
one
don't
that
like the
came out-
live action one? We watch the
That
live
one,
action
like-
one every year.
Like
Yeah.
Jim Carrey as the Grinch just looked scary.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was a
pretty
little
scary.
That's pretty upsetting for a kid's movie.
You
So
look like an
telling,
onion.
so you're telling me the 1950s version of the Grinch is your favorite?
Yes.
That's hot. That's a hot take.
We're gonna have to.
Kylie, I would say I don't think
It's a-
you'd agree with him on that, but do you have a favorite movie?
I do like Home Alone. I don't really care which one, but I also like The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay. See, I'm surprised no one mentioned Elf.
Oh,
that's
I
a
like
good one.
Elf.
I
Elf.
love
like Elf.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I always wished I was Elf because I wanted to be tall.
I love the movie, not just because of the movie, just because like my family always watches it like during break. We'll watch it 10 times during the break and still laugh at the scenes. It's great.
I think like the spaghetti scene is so gross. I get so grossed
That's
out.
like my favorite part, though.
When he has the
It's
syrup.
funny, yeah.
Yes.
He's like, it's so good. I'm just like, oh.
No, it's
So
Back to Nightmare Before Christmas. The soundtrack is just amazing.
Ooh.
The soundtrack's really good.
I have the whole soundtrack on my phone. I listen to the Oogie Boogie song like year round. I kid you not.
I think this movie's a little overrated, but I still think it's like a classic. Polar Express.
Oh no, it is a classic. It is
you
overrated.
cannot say that's overrated.
But
You
like,
cannot say
I
that's
mean, come
overrated.
on. How many times in elementary school did you have
I
a
mean,
Christmas
yeah.
party and watch something that wasn't the Polar Express?
First through 5th grade.
Right.
Watched
Exactly.
it
You just
every
watched
year.
Polar Express every year. Had
Well,
some hot
that's-
cocoa.
That's really
is-
the only movie they can show.
It is engraved in my brain.
Well, they could watch the Grinch Before Christmas. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and the Nightmare Before Christmas. But I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas is kind of scary for younger kids, and I mean, like we said, Jim Carrey is a little scary.
There is a
Jim scary.
new Grinch that came out about 5 years ago.
Oh,
The
yeah, I saw
the
that.
new animated.
I never
That was
watched
actually
it,
not
but
that bad.
I never watched it, but I really wanted to.
I
feel like-
watched halfway through it.
I feel like that would be a very good kid-friendly movie.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
on Disney
kid-friendly.
Plus?
It's on HBO
I-
Max.
Yeah, I think it's on HBO Max, or I think you can probably get it on
Oh,
Prime.
I have HBO Max.
Yeah, no, definitely watch it.
It,
I know.
the remix that they did with it, with the song, that hit so different. I know it
The
was like,
soundtrack on
everywhere.
it is different, but it's good though.
It is so good.
Music's awesome.
The music was just
Music's awesome.
bombing. I loved it so much.
What about you guys' like favorite holiday memory, like that you can remember?
Shit, I gotta think about that for
Yeah.
a second.
Well, a couple years ago, I say a couple, in 5th grade, I got my guitar. And that was probably one of my favorite, like, memories of getting something because they're expensive. So I didn't think I was going to get one. And then I did. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was just really excited for it. So,
Did you say our favorite holiday?
Like your memory,
like your memory.
your favorite memory.
When it was snowing outside and me and my best friend, we were like sledding down the street. It was actually really fun.
I love sledding. Sledding
Yeah,
is
it was fun.
every time it snows, like me and a bunch of friends go to like, you know where Bass Pro is, like
Yeah,
Oh,
that little
yeah.
hill
I
thing.
go over there.
Yeah, I went there last year, I think, or the year before.
Confession time. I've never been sledding in my life.
I've never
That's
been
so
skiing or
sad.
snowboarding. I really
I've
want
never
to go
done
skiing
that.
or
I've never
snowboarding.
My
been
dad
skiing.
used to snowboard.
Yeah,
'cause
snowboarding
he
sounds
was raised in Jersey, and we went there one year for like a spring break, and we got blizzard. Like there was a whole blizzard, like 4 feet of snow. I still didn't get to go and do anything. It was really sad, but I love the snow so much.
I need to go skiing because my grandpa was a ski instructor for like 25 years, and I've
Really?
never been skiing. And
Pizza,
crazy.
French fry, or
one time.
whatever.
I need to go.
But one of my favorite memories was probably like I'd always stay the night at my grandma's until I was like in 8th grade. But like she was so bad at hiding presents. So I would always just look, and like one time I found in her nightstand I found my Nintendo Switch. I was pumped. I was really pumped.
Did you have to like fake the reaction when she gave it to
Yeah.
you?
He was like, oh
And
my
then-
god.
And well, then in like a week or two after I told her that I found it.
Oh.
At least you're honest.
I think mine would have to be coming downstairs early in the morning trying to find the elf on the shelf.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Did you guys name your elves?
My parents never gave me an elf.
You never got an elf?
I don't
Nah.
think mine did either. But at school, you know how they had it and it was like hanging from the ceiling?
Yeah.
What about you, also? What did you name your elf?
It was named after my dad, so Sean.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Mine was Chippy because it was
Chippy.
my basic elf name because that was the movie Elf and it was the same one. So I was like, Chippy.
No, I remember I got in so much trouble because I came down on Christmas Eve and I thought he would be leaving, so I hugged him and my mom was like, all the Christmas magic's gone. I was like, no. I was like,
Oh, dang.
Well, they
I was like 6 years old. I was devastated.
they don't tell you this, but on the first night that you get your elf, you're allowed to like touch it. And so the first night we got the elf, I played like all like the Elf on the Shelf games on my computer, and I had him next to me. And then my mom was like, "Okay, if you touch him after today, like all of his Christmas magic is gone." And then I remember one day I touched him like in like 6th grade or something. It was around that time, and then he still moved. So I was like, hold on.
No, my mom got so upset with me. I cried. I ran upstairs. I hid in my room. I was like, I just ruined it. But yeah,
Did she still hide the elf after that?
no, because it like she told me, she was like, it's leaving Christmas Eve with Santa when he comes to put presents under the tree. I was like, okay, and then hugged it at like 8 a.m. and I cried for the rest of the day. Woke up Christmas morning and he was gone, and
Oh,
I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
I was like, I'm gonna
What
have
have I-
to my stuff.
What have I done?
No, there was this time. So my brother had this Lightning McQueen like plushie, and he had it in his room for like 2 years. Okay, I figured in my head, I was like, he doesn't know that this exists. It's like on his shelf, like clear to see to anyone. So I wrapped it up in toilet paper and wrote a note from the elf and was like, here you go, Carter, you're my favorite. And my brother was like really young. And so he was like, oh my gosh, a Lightning McQueen plush. And he loved that thing for like the next 2 years. I was like, dude, it's been in your
wrapped it
room
in
for
toilet
2 years.
paper?
Well, yeah, I said that he had to improvise because I did it like
Oh yeah.
7 o'clock in the morning. I was like, And he just loved that thing for the rest of his little life. I thought it was so cute.
I've seen like videos of parents trying to hide it, and they do like the weirdest things. They hide it on the ceiling fan, hide it under like cars.
Under cars, mine has never been outside.
Mine's always been like inside somewhere.
Yeah.
There was
Shelf or
I don't remember one time my mom put it on a pool floaty and put it in my pool. I remember that.
Oh my gosh. Imagine just like wind blows and he just falls in and
He's
is
gone.
drowning. We put him on. So my mom didn't like the fan being on, so she'd put him on the fan a lot so we wouldn't turn the fan on.
Yeah.
She was just like, you can't turn it on, he'll fly off. And one day I turned it on and he just
My
Straight to the
mom,
wall.
my mom was just creative with it. She loves Christmas. She goes way too deep. She plays music all day. She cooks. She bakes cookies. It goes crazy.
Into the Christmas spirit.
She's
yeah.
yeah.
What about like when you first realized Santa's not real?
I feel like I knew, but I didn't want to admit it whenever I was told. So it was like I think he's not real because my friends told me because like their parents either like didn't celebrate like Santa Claus and all that stuff, so they were like he's not real. So like deep down in my heart, I was like he's not real. And then whenever I was told like hey Santa, like that's how I was told. They're like hey by the way he's not real, right? And I was like what? And it just took me like a day to process, and I was like yeah that's about accurate. So
What sucks about that is parents think they should do it so young just so like their kids get over it. Doing it young just ruins that because like
Literally.
it makes it.
It does.
It's like traumatic whenever you're really young because you really want to believe in that like the
exactly,
magic of it.
exactly.
So
Like
It's just like
I got told when I was younger, and like it was whenever I was coming home from school. Like my dad was taking me home, and I was walking. I was like literally about to walk inside the house. He was like, "Hey, by the way, Santa's not real." And I was like,
Right when you walked in.
"Yeah." I was like,
How
I was
old
like,
were you?
I was like, man, I was probably like 8 or 9. So I was a little older, but then I was like, I tried to play it off. I was like, "Yeah, I know."
oh man,
And then
That's
and then I started crying. I was like,
that's the worst part.
"I know he's not real."
well,
You
it's
gotta
like
act like you already knew. You're like, yeah, I'm a cool kid.
by the time you're like 12, you like know for sure. So like, don't ever tell them. But if your kid legitimately believes Santa Claus is real and they're 17, maybe you should like get on that. You know.
I told them that a minute ago.
Yeah, like tell them whenever they're in that like transitional like early teen age, if they legitimately don't know by like 13, tell them because they can handle it. They're not gonna be like, I've been lied to my whole life. No, like shut up. My parents would say they had like his number. They're like, I'll call him right now and tell him you're being naughty. I'm like, please don't. Like
The direct hotline to Santa.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like every parent has Santa Claus's number, and I think she named one of her friends Santa Claus because she like called it and said Santa Claus on it, and then he was like ho ho ho, and I'm just now realizing that was probably
Things that
fake.
parents did.
It just makes it more devastating when they tell us he's not real.
I know.
Just realizing like they did all that.
For
They
what?
did that. Like the elf on the shelf.
Personally, I would not let someone else take credit for my money.
Exactly.
Personally. Yeah,
you're
no.
right.
Well,
That's actually a
we
good
still
point.
do our Santa gifts, like quote unquote. My brother's gonna be 13 in December, and he doesn't believe in Santa, but he tells my parents he does, so we still get Santa gifts.
Oh, fair
And-
enough.
And so we get one every year. And last year we got an Oculus that we've used, I kid you not, maybe 2 or 3 times because we just do not have the time of day to
Give it to
use
me.
it at all.
How
I
many
want to buy it.
how many
$10.
times did you guys stay up that night trying to like catch him?
Bro, I'm
Oh
telling
my
you, there's
God.
a plan like almost every Christmas. I'd be like, oh, gotta be
Gotta set booby traps. Gotta
Yes, all of that, looking around the corner.
Yep.
Yep.
they
surveillance.
they would put
cameras.
like
Right.
snow on, like it would look like a shoe print. They put snow on our front porch.
Yep.
And I was like, that's so cool. And they put reindeer poop and stuff.
Well, I was like
It's
I was a
crazy.
really really good kid, and so I was like, I can't do that. It's wrong. It's like,
Bro, I didn't care.
I think what solidified that Santa Claus was real in my mind was one day I went out and I looked at like my tree and stuff on the night of Christmas, like Christmas Eve, and it was probably 9 o'clock. I was really young, and there was nothing out there. And I went back to bed, and then I woke up in the middle of the night. But in my head, I was like, it's been like 5 minutes, I guess. And I went out, and there were these giant like red bags. It was a bean bag, but I thought it was just like his like
sack.
big sack, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my god, like he's real!" Like I freaked out. It solidified in my brain. I was like, "There's no way he's not real."
The worst part I feel like when I found out was the fact that my parents ate the cookies that I spent so
That's
much
the
time
worst.
making.
I'd be like, why didn't he eat the rest of the cookie for real?
No,
It'd
literally,
just
like,
be like one bite out of each. I was like, okay.
and I'd watch them like throw it away too. Like,
Yes. I'm like, so you're telling me you're eating the cookies that I spent so much time making while you're sitting in there watching TV?
literally.
I'd be like, the reindeer didn't eat the carrots I left out.
Yeah,
He
the
took
carrots for the
one.
reindeer.
I was like, he took one sip of milk. and a singular bite of my cookie that I spent so much time.
I think my parents helped me make the cookies, or like my dad. Like,
My mom told me if I didn't make them on my own, that Santa wouldn't eat them.
Yeah,
Just-
they're like Santa doesn't like store bought cookies. I'm like,
I
He
was
does
like,
not care.
I was like, great. I was like, I can go to the store and buy one, but I'm 6, so I don't know what the store is.
what is the store? No, I was always like, why does he only ever take one bite? And my parents are like, imagine like 4 billion kids. If he ate one cookie, that's 4 billion cookies.
Yeah.
And then they're like, he's got to take a bite. He's got to slim down a little bit. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
He
oh,
ain't getting slim.
yeah.
He's
Well,
eating on them cookies.
Have you seen those things where like in Branson there's a Santa Claus there, and that also like solidified Santa Claus for me because he was there,
Yeah.
and he delivered my Wii to our hotel room, and I thought that was the coolest thing. And then like whenever Christmas is over in Branson, they have this like really skinny guy dressed up in a Santa Claus suit, like Santa Claus esque, and with like the white beard and everything. And they're like, oh, that's what happens to Santa Claus whenever he's on vacation,
Yeah.
and like. Because it's like just a year-round thing at like this Branson hotel, and I was like, "That is like."
That's one
trippy,
thing my
that's
parents
cool.
never let me do was like go to the mall and sit on Santa's lap. They were like, he's a stranger, not gonna happen.
We did at Bass Pro.
My mom was just like, no, that's not gonna happen. So she had one of her friends dress up, and I was like, he's not Santa, but he's a messenger. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll tell him everything I need.
My mom would say that our elves would turn into versions of Santa Claus, so he could be everywhere,
Oh,
and that
okay.
way would take pictures for him. They'd be like, "Well, Santa can't be everywhere at the same time. He's working on Christmas, so he sends his elves to look like him." And I was like, "That's so cool." And I'd like whisper in Santa Claus's ear, and like obviously this dude does not know what my mom just told me. I'm like, "Tell Santa that I said," and this dude's probably like, "I am Santa," and I'm just like, "No, you're not. I know you're not."
what are you guys' like favorite holiday song?
Last Christmas.
Last
That's a
Christmas.
good one.
Yeah. I like Jingle Bells by Michael Bublé. I feel like it's just really nice. And then White Christmas by Frank Sinatra.
I don't know how you know like artists. I just know the
That's what I'm
song.
saying.
Like obviously, like mine's All I Want for Christmas, like Mariah Carey. That's just a natural. Like
I
everyone
just-
knows that.
Last Christmas by
Just love
Wham.
them.
That's a W song.
I love Wham.
Listening to the song while like that's what we'll do. Like we'll listen to Christmas music while eating dinner.
Mhm.
So it's really awesome.
I'll listen to Last
gosh.
Christmas like in April. Like it's just a vibe.
It's on my playlist. It'll be playing sometime in August.
Right.
No, we'll listen to it during like when we're making dinner and stuff. And we have like the best ham. But we put like the cloves in it, and I just eat the cloves. Which is probably unhealthy.
Right. Speaking about food, what are some of y'all's favorite holiday foods to eat?
I'm gonna go basic. Steak and baked potatoes.
Okay.
That's not a holiday.
That's not even
food.
holiday.
That is a
food.
holiday.
That is an everyday food.
No, I never eat steak. We only eat snake. Snake.
Oh.
We only eat snake. We only eat steak. Like on holidays.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
We usually used to eat like steak like twice a month.
Or like the desserts.
Oh, the desserts are the
Desserts
best
are
part.
always good.
I have to go with the most basic. It's the ham.
Ham,
I
I was
love
gonna
the
say
ham
ham.
so much. No,
I like the
mashed
ham.
potatoes are just
I
like
love ham.
everything.
Yeah, I
for
love
me.
mashed potatoes
Like-
too.
That's what gets me going to Thanksgiving dinner. That's what gets me going to my little holiday get-togethers. It's just mashed potatoes. Like I need it like in my life.
You said ham, Kylie?
Yeah, ham, brownies, cookies, bro.
Have you guys
Right.
ever eaten green eggs and ham?
Oh, I have
Yeah.
in first grade.
Dude,
They
Saul
dyed
used to
them.
do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He used to dye it.
it was so cool. I was like, oh, it's real.
Make me hungry.
I'm hungry right now.
So-
I'm gonna be honest.
All right, you guys finish your first plate. You're going for seconds. What's the one thing you're grabbing?
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
And
Mashed
mac and
potatoes.
cheese. Mac
Like,
and cheese.
well, I never get mac and cheese on on any like sort of dinner. Like they never make mac and cheese. It's either mac and cheese for
missing
lunch
out, bro.
and that's it.
My aunt makes some amazing.
That's
macaroni and
that's
cheese.
literally my favorite holiday. Like food is just mac and
Mac and
cheese.
cheese. I love mac and cheese.
I love mac.
There's mac
They
and cheese.
never make it.
I don't think you can ever
like-
go wrong with mac and cheese.
You can't.
I heard how good Geiger's mac and cheese was, and I was so sad that I didn't get to try any because people went out for seconds before I got first, and I was like, I never knew that people ate mac and cheese like just all the time. Like
I will
eat
literally
it
eat mac and cheese religiously. I love mac and
We
cheese.
have so much, but we only make it for like a lunch or a snack. Like they never make it as part of like our dinner ever.
It also depends on who's making it.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just
If you make
craft.
some-
Like I don't like fast food
Yeah.
macaroni and cheese.
You know,
It's gotta be
it's
handmade. It's gotta be cooked on the grill.
Yeah.
Got
I'm
the,
like,
ch- got the cheddar. You gotta have-
make your mac and cheese
gotta
on
have
the
the-
grill.
Have you've never grilled mac and cheese?
No, we like boil
Put it in
it
the-
and
put
then
it in
put
the
it in a
tinfoil.
pot.
Put it in like the 10 pan. Put the cheeses on it.
like bake it.
Yeah, bacon.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and then
No,
it's so good.
we have Kraft mac and cheese.
You have Kraft mac and cheese that you boil? No.
We boil our mac and cheese.
If someone pulls up to the family function with boiled mac and cheese, they're leaving.
Nothing,
Right.
nothing,
It's not gonna get
nothing beats mac and cheese from the oven though. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
but
so good. Makes it crispy.
can we
nice.
all agree that mashed potatoes are the best
Mashed
in
potatoes-
every single situation?
Mashed
that you can
potatoes and
ever
gravy.
I
Kinda
really,
fun.
I don't think if I went back for seconds, I don't think I'm grabbing mashed potatoes.
I would.
What are you grabbing
Mac
then?
and cheese.
I'm getting ham. I'm getting mac and cheese. If they have it, green bean casserole.
Ew, 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 ew.
Green bean casserole. They make it during Thanksgiving and they make it for the holidays. That's
This Thanksgiving was the only time, like the only Thanksgiving that I didn't have to get green bean casserole, but all the other years I just like scraped it off my plate and I was like, they'll never know. It makes me sick. I don't know.
really.
Yeah.
Most people don't like it, but I mean,
Is it like cream of mushroom and then, yeah, that's probably
mushroom,
what
green
it
beans, and then
and
like
then
fried onions.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so
But
good.
like all three just sound gross. I like raw onions over any other kind of onion.
Fair enough.
It's pretty good.
I like sauteed onions.
What's your favorite like Christmas dessert? Like overall, like if you had to have one like holiday dessert like that you have around this time, like what would it
Cookies. Cookies.
Cookies.
and
be?
milk.
Just cookies. What kind of cookies though? You can't just be like
Chocolate chip.
Yeah, chocolate chip.
Mm.
Oatmeal.
My
Oatmeal
grandma makes
cookies.
these really good. So it's like a cookie, just a normal cookie, like a sugar cookie, and then a Hershey's chocolate bar.
I had one of those yesterday. We had a holiday party at like one of my little functions that I go to, and it was just, and I didn't know it was melted because it looked like fine, and I put my finger in it, and it was like just it, like deflated. I was like,
Oh.
what? Well, mine personally, we didn't use butter this one time, and we were like, what are some substitutes for it? And it's like applesauce, and it makes it like cakey, and it's like chocolate and mint chocolate, and it was so good. Like I highly suggest you never use butter, you use applesauce because it makes it so fluffy and you get so much more out of the mix. It is so
That's a very hot take.
it is a
Like
very hot take.
applesauce and cookies.
You don't taste the applesauce, it just makes it bigger.
Just
It makes it
okay.
like cake and it's
So if you say anything besides cookies and milk for like a dessert, or like,
well there's this French dessert called a bouche de Noël and I've always wanted to try it and it looks like a log and it's like chocolate like just like a chocolate thin cake with like cream in it and then you like roll it and then you make it look like a log.
Yeah.
And it looks so good. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
holiday desserts are just the best, no matter what it is.
Oh my gosh. Or the little like tree cookies that have like just like the on them. So cute.
All right, I think that's all the time we have today. Thank you guys for being on here, talking about holidays. It was very fun.
Of course.
Mhm.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.